Looks very much the same as the Choctaw Indian. Dirty. Sir, any comments on this unfolding situation?
I eat white people for breakfast. I am Comanche.
Well, okay, let's move on. John Musabach is dressed in a black German-style coat. He wears horn-rimmed glasses and is smoking a white clay pipe. I believe he is shy. He seems very confused.
Steak Heil! Steak Heil!
I am very pleased to meet you, Mr. Evan.
Frederick Nietzsche. God, what an idiot.
I have come to the fatherland to make allies with my Comanche brothers.
What for?
So we can set our families here, grow cabbage, make sauerkraut, make beer.
I don't know about your sauerkraut, but a beer sounds pretty good to me. Maybe this free trade can be all it's cracked up to be. Will you come around my tribe's bingo hall, say around midnight? We can discuss these propositions.
You are listening to Indian Radio Days. This is AIR, American Indian Radio. This portion of AIR is sponsored by Red Woman Chewing Tobacco, the tobacco of the New World. Just a pinch of Red Woman chewing tobacco between the cheek and gum gives you all the flavor of a full-blooded red woman. AIR is also sponsored by Cheap Cherokee. Nothing runs farther and faster on the road, and it won't die on the trail. If you're interested in test driving a Cheap Cherokee, contact your local dealer. The time is now 29 minutes past the hour.
I am here in Jackson, Mississippi with Chief Greenwood LaFleur in 1850. He is fat and wearing a dusty black waistcoat. Under his waistcoat, he wears a t-shirt that plainly says, "Where's the beach?" He wears a bow tie. He is a man without a country. He is staggering. Excuse me, sir, I'm told you are an Indian?
I don't know what an Indian's supposed to look like.
We tend to think of Indians looking like Sitting Bull or Chief Joseph. You look like a United States Senator, or maybe a Presbyterian minister.
I quit trying.
Quit trying what?
Trying to look Choctaw.
Was it hard to look Choctaw?
It became increasingly so for me, especially after Andy Jackson betrayed me and my family. You know, I fought for him in the War of 1812. I made speeches to my people about how good this one white man was, but I was wrong. I thought Andy had seen enough dying to last him a lifetime, but I was wrong. I think on the walk to Oklahoma, the Trail of Tears, the Choctaws lost 4,000, maybe more. I watched them fall down from exhaustion day after day in the rain, snow. I listened to them babies cry. Have you ever tried to carry a little baby for 90 days straight? Their little bodies become bruised from being handled day in and day out. And it was all my fault. Some of us got cholera. Do you know what cholera did to Nahontina?
Mr. LaFleur, what are you talking about?
I'm talking about life, boy. I'm talking about being, at one time anyway, the Southern District Chief of the Choctaw Nation. I'm talking about forced relocation on the Trail of Tears of my people out of Florida, Tennessee, Mississippi, North and South Carolina, and even Maine, and to hell and back. I'm talking about Indian ethnic cleansing, boy.
Then for Christ's Christmas, sir, why don't you want to look like a Choctaw?
Because being Indian is a very complicated matter, and I've always not been accepted. You see, my father was French Canadian. My mother was Choctaw. I once believed what the father said. Now I'm a full-blooded Choctaw. Okay, that is final. If you can't recognize me here in this great city.
Mr. LaFleur just pulled a bottle of liquor out of Mr. LaFleur just pulled a bottle of liquor out of his pocket and drank it all down to the last drop. He is just fallen over. He appears to be dead.
You are listening to AIR, American Indian Radio's production of Indian Radio Days. The time is now 29 minutes past the hour.
The Civil War has just ended. We are here with Pretty Red Wing on the western plains of Nebraska in 1864. She is awaiting the return of her husband. He's been out in Colorado hunting antelope with Black Kettle's Band of Cheyenne. It has been reported that a Colorado militia officer named Shivington has attacked Black Kettle's band and has left many casualties. Redwing is anxiously awaiting word of her husband. Redwing, can you come to the microphone? Before we get into details, how is it to work with Black Kettle?
Well, he was wearing a very moderate pant coat. I think it was gray. No. It was buckskin. And he had a designer vest and silver earrings to complement the outfit. He looked divine.
Aside from his attire, can you tell us how it was to work with Black Kettle?
Well, you see, Black Kettle is a good American. He flies the American flag on his lodgepole.
Why would an American Indian fly the American flag?
I don't know.
This news from Indian County just in via Pony Express. The Colorado militia, under the direction of Pastor Chivington, has just attacked Black Kettle's company. War! Good God, y'all! Pretty little Redwing, aren't you worried about the death of your lover?
I think if it is true, it has interrupted the antelope hunting.
Don't you have any feelings for Black Kettle?
I'm worried about the hunt. We worry about the people's survival. It's the Indian way.
This concludes part 1 of Indian Radio Days. You are listening to AIR, American Indian Radio. The time is now 29 minutes past the hour. Coming up next hour is Black Hawk's Skeleton and Martha Bull Coming. But first, a word from our sponsors.
Coming up this Saturday on RSN, Racist Sports Network, is a classic rivalry that's guaranteed to give you testosterone fits. The Skins will try to fend off the immigrants live from RFK Stadium, featuring Senator Ben Nighthorse Campbell. On the play-by-play, be there.
Receive the goodness of what nature has to offer. Land of Flakes butter. Pure, simple, sweet and true. Land of Flakes butter in the dairy aisle of a supermarket near you.
Do you live in fear of the unknown, but feel powerless to make changes? Call the live one-on-one Indian Psychic Association. Get your personal information on success, love, and lucky bingo numbers. Call now and receive an authentic Native American drum from Taiwan. Call 1-800-IDIAS.
Every child needs food, clothing, shelter, and the almighty, everlasting, loving hand of God. You can sponsor a needy child through the Indians for Christ program. Only 50 cents a day will provide a child with the physical and spiritual nourishment that he or she so desperately needs. Or several thousands of dollars a day can provide us with a multi-million-dollar combination cathedral and luxurious vacation complex. Please give generously to the Indians for Christ program. Call 1-800-4CHRIST.
You are listening to part 2 of Indian Radio Days on Air, American Indian Radio. The time is now 29 minutes past the hour.
We are in the newly created territory of Iowa, in the office of the first governor, Robert Lucas. Chief Black Hawk Skeleton is here in the room. We'll have a word with Black Hawk if we can. Chief, sir, how is it that you ended up here? How do you like hanging with the governor here in the Iowa territory? Is it true that your bones were stolen from your burial scaffold by a greedy doctor and later confiscated by Governor Lucas? Well, Chief Black Hawk does not seem at liberty to answer any questions at this time. Perhaps he needs to confer with his lawyer. Thank you, Chief Black Hawk.
65.
I'm in the final battle of Monceau-Argonne French campaign in 1918, during World War I. I'm talking with Simone Alatovi, another Choctaw from Oklahoma. He's a soldier in the United States Army. How did you get here, sir?
I enlisted, sir.
What's an Indian doing here?
I am a good American. I fly the American flag. I am a code talker, sir.
A code talker? What's a
Okay,
code?
one day Captain John Smith, our commander, happened to overhear us conversing in our language. He said, "Corporal, how many of you Choctaw do we have in this battalion?" I said, "We have 8 who can speak Choctaw fluently, sir." So he said, "Round them up on the double. We're going to get those krauts off our back."
What happened?
We translated messages and handed telephone calls from the field. The German code experts were flipping their wigs trying to break the new American code. Within 24 hours after our language was pressed into service, the tide of battle had turned. The Allies were on full attack. We were praised by our company commanders and told we'd all get medals.
When did